I'm Greg Parker with AmRise, Sea to Sky Corridor, and I chair the Workforce Development Committee. I'd like to first thank my co-chairs, Dale Ferber, Tyler, Haley, Matt Kidd, and Ryan, Todd Hansen. Our Workforce Development Committee is really about trying to find ways to find more people for our industry, to survey our drivers, to do outreach to government to try to find the support that we need. We kicked that off this year in March by doing our annual driver survey. This year it was answered by 20 out of 54 producer members, which is on average typically what we've seen. Hopefully in the future we can get more people to actually fill out those surveys. So for those of you that are producer members, please try to get that done. We found that approximately 150 mixer truck drivers left last year out of our industry. Half of those retired, and the average age of the drivers currently are 47, and 2/3 are over 45 years of age. So for us, that represents a problem. With the age of our drivers, we're all losing the experienced people out there in the industry. We typically had to hire 4 drivers to be able to retain 1, which is not a very good retention ratio for us. Top 3 reasons that drivers quit: they wanted consistent income, disagreed with or would not comply with company policy, and they retired. Other than those who retired, drivers who left either took non-driving jobs or left the industry, went to another ready-mix producer, or went to drive with a short-haul carrier. Really, for those of us in the room, we know that our work is hit and miss. The hours are unpredictable. There's a lot of other jobs out there driving that are a lot easier for people to take with less responsibility. Probably the same for a lot of other people in this room. A lot of my drivers, after their training, people who weren't in the industry said afterwards if they knew how much was involved in being a ready-mix driver, they would have taken a job driving a dump truck. At the end of 2024, producers had an average of 2.8 vacancies, down from 3 in 2023, likely attributed just a general slowdown in the construction economy. Top 3 recruitment methods: referral or word of mouth, internet job banks, and using social media. And the top 3 challenges: finding drivers with ready-mix experience, daily work schedule differs too frequently, and due to seasonality, we cannot provide work with 12 months a year. Of course, being a driver as well with the current regulations to get your commercial license poses a challenge as well for our industry. Half of producers in the industry said they had a hard time finding drivers, and 2/3 of them said that they lost work due to not having enough drivers. During lobby days in Victoria, we had an opportunity to meet with some government agencies. We're really trying to get some resources to try to hire another 100 drivers to provide training. The meetings were typical lobby days meetings. There's no commitments made, although we did have a good opportunity to talk about our industry issues. We did get noticed. We did get our speaking points across, just trouble to get actual grants that are dedicated to our business. In June, can't see the slides, our executive director, Jason, presented to the Select Standing Committee on Finance. Part of the submission was on how the industry faces a shortage of ready-mix concrete truck drivers, and we highlighted how training for Class 3 commercial drivers could benefit our industry. The Class 3 requires significant investments in time and money, which makes it cost prohibitive for new drivers into our industry. And again, we asked for funding for 100 new truck driver positions. In the committee's report released in August, parts of Concrete BC submissions were mentioned under the labor and immigration section. However, we were not able to get any action out of that. But I thank Jason for making that pitch. We'll keep advocating the message, keep trying to drive workforce development in our industry moving forward. And I would ask that anybody who has any input, any ideas, I know having been involved in Concrete BC many years ago, this is an ongoing issue for us and we haven't been successful in finding a cure-all to be able to retain drivers. But for those of you that do have ideas or you have things that are working in your business, I definitely encourage you, please, to reach out directly to myself or one of the members of the committee and provide some input.